have
Thanks for
Oniel
the
Fisher here today, big baller, DC United guy. You know, your nickname they call you up there is a fish, not too good of a nickname in Jamaica, so we're gonna avoid saying that today.
All right.
But welcome to It's Money Mark. It's the It's Money Mark Experience today. So let's get going. You know, who is Oniel Fisher?
Just a kid from Portmore, St. Catherine. Grew up in Passagefort. Spent most of my younger days in Portmore, and then eventually went to high school in Kingston, and then so forth. Went overseas when I was 16, college, university, and then professional soccer. Just a little run through real quick. Yeah.
And what you find is like I mean when you come back home now, like from playing, you played with Seattle, you played with DC United. Do you feel that love? Like, do you feel like, are you a celebrity now? Are you an influencer? What's the vibe like when you come back to, not just Portmore, but also Kingston, St. Andrew, the whole island?
I mean, I feel loved. Yeah, I know that I'm loved out there by many, and that's a good thing. To know that people really check for you and love you. And I don't really, for the celebrity status, I don't really put a status on myself. I mean, I feel normal like any other individual out there. I don't put myself above or below.
So you feel like an everyday guy still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
That's the best way, I think.
Are you still a young guy? You're middle age, or how old are you?
29 right now. So I mean, I don't feel like 29, but
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many years have you been playing in MLS or professionally?
Professionally, about to go in my 7th season. So it's been a great run so far. A lot of experience, a lot of growth. So
okay.
Yeah.
And when did you find your passion for the game? When you were playing as a kid in Portmore primary school, was it just like a hobby? You're getting some exercise, you're running around, or when did this whole passion emerge? Whether it's you or your mom and dad said, "Wow, we can maybe make some money from this," or this is something that can be professional. How did it all happen?
So at first I started doing trucks, and then after about a year and a half of doing trucks, I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. The coach in my community, which was Passagefort, at the time, he was going around to house by house, trying to see, who would want to join the team, or community team, and he came to my house. Yes, my great. That at the time I was living with my great grandmother.
So he scouted you, like he
not really scouted. He was just going around asking parents, like
And that was for tracks, or that was for football?
No, that was for football.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was just going around trying to get a team in the community, get started. So he was trying to see who would be interested, or what parent would let their kids go to play out. And I decided at the time I was living with my great grandmother, and that's where I live, who I lived with until I started going to high school.
Okay.
So
that's when you were then going to George's at that point, or?
Yeah, when I started to go to Heidel. That's when I started to go to Heidel, and then she said, you can go play or whatever, and then that was age of 10. So
you were living with your
great grandmother.
Yeah. So not your parents.
No. By the time my mom was working and going to school still.
Tough time for you?
Yeah. Not really, but being that both parents not really, but my mom was more so,
So who brought you up? Mostly your great grandmother in those times.
Yeah. Okay. And then when I got to high school, then I started living with my mom.
Okay.
But that's when it started at the age of 10. Basically went to the field, started training, whatever. I didn't really know much, and then as years. After 2 years, I kind of got the feel like, I got better.
Better.
Yeah. So
you find those experiences, I don't know, harden you, or it even makes you pay it forward. Maybe you mentor some young guys now who, went through some experiences like that too. Or
I think.
What's the vibe like?
I think through my life and my career, I've learned so much that I try to, even on social media, I try to, you know, put that out there so people know, like, yeah, that, you know,
like reinforcing messages.
Reinforce messages and stuff like that. So I always try to, even just to post something positive, or, you know, try to let them know, like, you know, continue going or never give up and stuff like that, which is, you know,
I see a
people
lot
would
of
say
that,
motivational, or you know, would give them a little bit of encouragement to, you know, to.
And how you did at George's? I mean, what position? You're always in defense, or, you know, what was the performance like?
Yeah, so at George's, I was always, I play a sweeper, which is like, you know, defender, still a defender, and I was basically the best sweeper in
the country.
Yeah, at the time.
In Manning Cup.
Yeah.
So from back then, you were doing well.
Yeah.
You had stars to shine.
Yeah.
So walk us through, like, how it works. Like, the scouts come down from the US, or when did you start to get on the radar now of, like, you could make it bigger?
So played Manning Cup 08, won Manning Cup 08, 09. 09, a coach reached out to me and said, from NC State, which is in North Carolina, the university, they wanted me to come there.
And you get full scholarship?
And full scholarship, but at the time, I was missing one subject.
So they take care of papers, everything, or you already had papers before?
Well, I had visa, but not
okay.
like a student visa or anything. So we had to get all.
But you find if the Americans come here, they'll just take care of the whole package for you. If you're,
it just depends.
If
if they're really interested and they need you on the team, then for sure they would take care of, you know. But at the time, I needed one sub, which, you know, NC State is, academic wise, is, you know, so
it's good.
Yeah, and they're strict on academics.
And it's not too cold either.
So I was missing one subject, so they said this would be a problem. So we're going to send you to a junior college. You do 2 years, and then you transfer.
Filter into the system.
Yeah, but at the time when it was time to transfer to NC State, that one, even though I graduate the 2-year junior college and did everything that I needed to do, it's still that one subject still couldn't transfer me to NC State.
So you got the bachelor's degree, like you got it, or you still?
I got.
Okay, you got it in the end.
Yeah, and then I move on to New Mexico, University of New Mexico, because I couldn't go to.
It's a big shift. You go to the whole other side.
Yeah, the whole other side
of the US.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, I just, you know, I was just, you know, focused. I was mostly focused on school, to be honest. I wasn't even, because when I went there, the coach was like, my biggest thing for you is to basically make you become a better man, you know, and then a better father, and, you know.
So lots of mentorship.
Yeah, so mentorship. So it wasn't about soccer or football, as you would say. You know?
So when you're in defense, though, like, how they measure it? Like, I know you're not scoring goals, you're not doing assists. Is it just how much goals you're preventing the whole time, or like how? Like, well,
for the center backs, yeah, basically it's just, you know, it's more of breaking up plays and reading the game.
So you actually get those numbers after to say, Oniel, you break up all of these plays, you stop these goals from happening, so you're performing.
Yeah, and then for the outside backs, which is right back, you still can assist, still can get forward, you still can score goals.
So were you like the guy, say if you were a left back, they were always going to the other side of the field? Or they were avoiding you?
I mean, some teams yes, some teams no. You know, you have different teams that just play their way, like they don't really focus on what the opponent is, just they focus on their team. So you know, if you find some teams that they don't really care who they're playing against, or, you know,
right,
some teams will change the way they play and so forth. But, you know, for most part, they say that the best teams don't really change the way they play. You know, so.
And when you found brand Jamaica was huge. I mean, were you like the only Jamaican on the New Mexico team, or the NC State team, or the junior college team, or there were other Jamaicans there with you?
So when I went to Tyler, 2 players went there before me, but when I got there, I was the only one there. And then my second year, I had somebody else that came. It was my roommate, which was Jamaican, which my mom know his mom.
Yeah, and you found that helped your brand out, like your personal brand, being from Jamaica?
Because it's not even just about me, it's more about us. When I went there, it's more about, all right, I have to open a door for somebody else. You know, I wasn't just thinking about myself. I wasn't selfish. I was thinking more of, I have to carry myself in a certain way. So when I leave,
so you're really focused professionally.
Yeah. So I was saying I have to carry myself a certain way, and behave in a certain manner, so that once I leave, it can live on that more players or more Jamaican
come into the
system. You know, if they decide to go that route. So I had to do that.
But as a Jamaican, the girls love you off up there.
I mean,
the American girls.
It just depends on, you know, you still how you carry yourself and all of that. It's
good that you're smiling and you give yourself away, you know.
When I just went there, yeah, I mean, it was crazy, but the focus wasn't really on that.
Because my experience in America is once you say you're Jamaican, it done right there.
Accent, everything changes.
And worse, you are a football star.
Yeah, so, I mean, but the thing was, before I even leave Jamaica, I said to myself, when I go there, I just focus on soccer, football, and schoolwork. That was my main focus.
So no kids in America, nothing?
I have one son now, but that's it.
So you get some rewards already. Yeah. That's good.
But I mean, that was about
wasn't the purpose of it. That was the purpose of it.
Yeah, because you know, I had a goal, and I set that goal for myself. I set myself at a certain.
What were some of any trials, tribulations, like obstacles you found coming in young in New Mexico or in NC State? Anything that you found difficult?
So when I went to Tyler Junior College at first.
Where is Tyler Junior College?
It's in East Texas. It's basically in Tyler, yeah.
So you touch every part of America?
Majority, yeah.
Okay. even before you started playing professionally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had to go state to state and stuff.
So you earn a lot of miles already?
Yeah, fully per miles. But, you know, when I went to Tyler, so the first month at Tyler was probably one of the toughest. Because I was young. I had to adapt to, you know, my surroundings and dealing with different people. And when I went there, I felt like nobody could understand me. So I had a low tone of voice. So every time I talk to somebody, they always go, huh?
So you had to kind of really know.
Yeah, so then I had to start
like change up your personality or get more aggressive or
and project my voice a little more, because when I got there I had to do speech class. I never forget this. So I had to do speech class my first year.
Like some personal development stuff.
Yeah, so basically every class you have to go up in the front of the class and
public speaking.
Yeah, public speaking. Okay. So for me, like, I feel like nobody could hear me or understand me, so I was
shaking,
super shy,
sweating and shaking everything.
Shy out of this world.
Okay.
And after the first day of class,
and they probably couldn't believe it because you're an athlete and you're shy.
After the first day of class, I dropped the class. I dropped the class completely. I went to the advisor and I said, "Hey, I can't go up at the front of the class and talk." Nervous, shy, everything in one. So he gave me a different class. And then my second year I took that class when I got, you know, more accustomed, you know, and more comfortable, you know, with my surroundings and stuff. So then I end up, you know, taking the class and pass, you know, with flying colors. So
so you're stuck with it, but just a different type of class.
Yeah. But you have to do it to graduate. So I couldn't go around it.
And look at you now, you're on a show now. You're not shy no more.
Yeah, no. You overcome certain things.
So it just take some time.
Yeah, it just take time to grow into certain things, and you know.
Right. So when you get drafted now, or how it works, somebody just calls you and says, "Come play for Seattle, your first, you know, major league team." How the whole process works? You got drafted, or you just get a contract?
So there's a combine. That, I mean, I think the college players go to, you know, college players go to the combine, which I think the college coaches or the coaching pool pick a certain amount of players.
So it's kind of like the NFL or NBA. So you're working out now, and all the teams are looking at you.
Yes.
Okay.
And you send them to the combine, play like 3-4 games. And over the 3-4 games, they can go up in rankings or you can drop in rankings, you know. And then after the combine, you meet with a couple of teams, whoever want to meet with you, and then you have the draft, probably like 3 days or 2 days after, somewhat there, and then but I went to the combine, but I didn't go to the draft.
Right.
So I was in, when I got drafted, I was actually in class, first day of class. This was when I was in New Mexico. I was first day of class, literally 2 minutes into the class. I had to introduce myself, all of that. And but right as I was about to introduce myself, my phone started going off. So I was like, wonder if it's, because my phone never go off that much before.
Like, it was
crazy. Zzz, vibrate, everything. And I'm like, yo, what? And then I see people saying congrats and blah, blah, blah. I was like, congrats, what congrats for? So then I went out the class, so my phone started to ring. And I answered the call. And Ezra Hendricks, which was assistant coach at the time, Seattle. He's from St. Vincent.
Okay.
And he called me and he said, yo, Yard man, we draft you, welcome, see you soon. I couldn't even believe, like I wasn't even focused on that.
And that was your first combine or your first?
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah.
So where you kind of went, like you went, like it works with rounds or?
Yeah, it went. Yeah. I think I got drafted like 42nd or something like that.
All right. And every year there's a draft.
Yeah, every year. So I think a draft is coming up soon.
And you have to be in a U.S. college to enter the draft, or you can just go in as a random person.
I don't think you have to be in the draft, but I think it's there's a lot of things that I don't really know, but there are probably connections.
But you probably feed through the U.S. colleges and go into it.
You can probably, depending on how you're doing in high school or wherever, you probably can get a look in as well. Like if you're a top high school player,
Like what LeBron James did and a couple other people.
Yeah, so forth.
From basketball. Yeah. So how you felt? You start ball? You start
happy? Actually went back in the class. And I didn't even, teacher don't know my name, nothing, because I just put my book in my bag. And I left. I went out the class.
So you just got up and left?
Yeah, and then right away I just called my mom and I said...
that was the first person you called?
Yeah,
your mom.
First person I called. And I called her and then I live like 25 minutes from campus. Okay. I literally walk home and I was on the phone with my mom crying. Like, I couldn't believe it.
So your mom was the first person you called?
Yeah.
So you went partying that night? You went out?
No.
Or just chill?
Yeah, I just stayed in the house.
So this now was like your first, besides getting into college and everything, this was your first big win?
Yeah, I would say. I mean.
And the money was enough right away, or you had to kind of prove yourself first, and it's like a rookie contract?
Well, that I didn't even have a cut. That was just basically an invitation, because then you have to go to the club and actually work for a contract. It's basically like, it's not like I get drafted and I get a contract. I got picked and I get a contract. No, you have to actually go to the team and still work for a contract.
Right.
So people probably think, oh, you get drafted, you still have to go work 10 times harder than you did before,
So was it just, it was smooth sailing from there, Oniel, or you found that it was tough, like in those years, 2015, 2016, around that time, or was it just smooth sailing?
Always been tough. There's never easy moment, or I could say an easy day. It's always been tough. But
you were on the starting team right away, or you were a reserve?
I was on the bench, but I was with the first team. Since I've been with the first team, but I used to play with. We used to have a second team, and I used to play with the second team, and you go up and to get minutes and game time and all that stuff, so you can stay fit. Right. So when you get called up, and then you're ready.
You're ready to go.
Yeah. So there is no excuses.
And the clothing line you started, OF91. When did you start that whole? Like this business venture, and was that your first business venture that you started?
Yeah, that was actually my first business venture. And
when you started it roughly?
So I started it around 2 years back.
Okay. So around,
but I'm still
2019, 2018.
Yeah.
You wearing any of your gears today? Any OF91 today? Or
no, but I got a tattoo of it too.
Okay.
So
and what's the kind of what type of gears you do? Is it the full line, like pants, shirts, caps, or what do you focus on?
It's just, for now, it's just hats and t-shirts.
Okay.
Probably later down, when I decide to, if things, with clothing, like it's a gamble basically.
If it takes off,
if it takes off, then I probably go everything.
How you came up with the image or the branding, or why you decided to do it? Was it to look for other sources of income, or kind of how it all came about?
Yeah, actually, it was more of, I was thinking of just get my brand out there, kind of organically, and then kind of work from there to see if where it takes me. Also probably like to see another source of income, but it was more of to get my brand out there and to put myself out there, so people can recognize my brand.
Okay. So the OF is your initials.
Yes, and 91 is
how
my
91
birth
dropping
year.
now?
My birth year and my number that I wear for the.
So when you went to, you had 91 at Seattle?
Yeah.
And DC?
Yeah.
So you requested?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're born.
Yeah.
So any guy had that number before you got to DC? So it was always available?
Yeah. They actually they didn't want to give it to me, and I was like,
okay.
I don't want no other number.
What? Just out of curiosity, why they never want to give it to you?
I'm not sure. I guess they only went to 50 something. I think like 56 or something.
Oh, they didn't jump up above that number.
Yeah. So I was like,
So how you convince them to make an exception for you?
Because
is it Jamaica brand again?
It's just for me, for my brand. That's my number that I'm attached to. Everybody have, every player have a number that they like or would like to play in. That's just me. I feel that fit me more than a number 10 or a number 8 or number 7.
And I've always heard that the number is psychologically important to the player. You find? Just like Maradona have a number. I mean, all the great players.
I think every player different. Some player some player no, some player wear any number.
But sometimes you always hear a joke that the player not going to play unless he gets his number. The player not moving to get number. So what's the whole? I mean, just like you said, where you want 91. 91 is in your personal brand.
I think it was just more for it was just more for me. But a lot of players, as they say, they would rather have that number. Or they can, a lot of times, I don't know how true it is or if that's the case. I heard like if you're like a big time player or whatever, you would, whoever is wearing a number, you probably pay them and they'll
okay.
So I heard that before, but I don't know how it works or how true it is. But I heard that before as well. But I mean, for me, it's more of just so that people can recognize that that's
is what you're doing. Yeah. So on a business front now, you're 29 now. Are you looking at more businesses? You have your personal brand, which is clothing. You're focusing on caps, you said. You have a professional career. Are you looking at other businesses, or you're trying to keep it at football until you retire, or what's your personal goals like?
I think I want to do more business. And that's my basically like a long-term goal, kind of. Hopefully I can get started pretty soon with a new adventure of business.
So you want to do more?
Yes, I really want to do more. I don't think I want to just focus on just the soccer aspect because of things I've been through. Been to the bottom, been back up. Been at my worst.
Would you say you're from humble beginnings?
Yes, 100%.
Tough times, tough struggles when you're younger.
Yeah.
Like, would you say it was as tough as making ends meet when you're at primary level, going to school?
Some of the times, yes. Some of the times, no, because I had to. That's why I had to stay with my grandparents. So, because it was just my mom.
Right.
At the time, like my dad used to. Never really. But
so how you feel kind of now, like you've made some funds, some savings, how you feel now kind of as a man that you've professionally excelled, you're where you are today? I mean, how you feel about life now?
I mean, I think I'm proud of where I'm at right now, and just the whole journey and what I've been through. Just I congratulate myself for all of that, because it's not easy. It wasn't easy, and it's still not easy at all. You know?
Where you feel like you're in your journey now? You think you're midway, 3/4 way from from a football standpoint?
Probably still midway. For because of where I thought I would be right now, I'm not there, and I think there's still room for improvement and growth. So I think right now I'm still pushing for the best and for my family as well. You know.
Are you at the point now at 29 and where you're at, with your second team, DC United, where you feel like you're giving back to Jamaica, or people asking you to kind of give back to, say, Portmore, your community, or you think you have to still kind of focus on Oniel Fisher?
Well, I'm trying to focus on me right now, because as I said before, I don't feel like I'm at where I want to be, so I can't really invest a lot of time on other stuff, so if I can focus on me, and within 2 years, 3 years, where I can get to a point where I feel like, all right, at a certain point now you can really, I've done stuff that give, like, I kept a charity event like 3 years back in Passageford.
Yeah. Okay.
I donated
like
gears.
like a Christmas retreat, or
Yeah,
kind of
it was
nice.
like a back to school thing. So, and then I had I donated gears to the team and so forth.
That's like a primary level team, or
no, it was a community team.
Community, okay.
Yeah, so I did that, full kit of gears, everything,
yeah.
and so I try to help as much as I can when I can. I don't just promise. I don't like to promise and say I'm going to do this,
and you can't meet it.
And I can't meet. Yeah, so I rather tell you I will help you when I can, or if I can help you, it probably won't be now, but I will help you.
Your reputation
at some point.
really important.
Yeah,
to
so
you.
I like to be transparent and let people know that this is what it is, and not try to put myself into
Understood.
So that's just me and how I think of it.
Recently, you had a catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
Would you say it was career threatening?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And what are some of the things that went through your mind, or just mentally, and about life and everything at that time?
So when I got injured in 2018, around on September 29, which was the same day, the same morning my cousin died that morning, and I got the news that morning.
Your cousin passed away in the US, or?
Yeah, in the US, and I had a game that night.
Yes.
And so right there alone, my head was it was not. I was not even unhurt. I was somewhere else. I was talking to him 2 days or 3 days before that happened, and he was just like, running through like, yeah, like, you're doing good, blah blah, just continue. Hopefully soon England or one of them big clubs. So that was going through my head that same day, and I was just like, yeah, I wasn't gonna play the game, but then I look at it and I was like, yeah, probably I just need to play just in memories of him, and I went on and played the game.
So you're thinking about not playing, like what?
Yeah,
like
I was thinking about not playing the game at all, and then I was like, let me just play this one just in memories of him. And then I played the game, got injured, and at that point my mind was even worse. Like,
so you got injured the
same day, the night of.
So in hindsight, you just feel like your mind wasn't there in the game because of what happened in your family.
I was out of it, and then
everything for a reason.
And then that just went, like, from there I just went downhill, like, with everything. And that was the toughest. 2018 and 19 was literally my toughest years that I've had to.
So when you had that injury, what actually happened to you?
So
there's a few your YouTube recovery videos.
Yeah.
But what really, like, what happened to you,
so
and how long has the recovery been?
So I did my ACL, MCL, PCL, meniscus. So completely.
A lot of things.
Destroyed my knee.
Yeah. How many surgeries you had to have, Oniel?
I did 4 surgeries, 2 weeks apart for each surgery. After the second one, the doctor was like, probably that's it.
Probably career ending.
Yeah, and
no
I was
more
like,
football.
in my head, I was like.
So the way it works is, I mean, you have a team doctor and you get the surgeries done at like a team facility, or you have to go to an outside specialist.
So we have team doctors. When I got injured, I called my trainer here that I train with, and I said, because he always told me, like, if you ever get a knee injury or anything, make sure you see at least 2 or 3 doctors before you do a surgery, so you can get get clarity, basically. Not
like
just,
different
different
opinions on right.
So I actually asked the team to see 3 different doctors, and we did that. And the third doctor, I decided to go with the third doctor because he was more confident, and you could tell that this guy probably not saying that the other doctors didn't, but from the just the confidence that he had, like he just like basically touched my knee. I was like,
yeah,
surgery. With the other doctors, they're like, oh yeah, we can't
so
really
you kind of
tell.
assess each one,
and they're like, yeah, we can't really tell. It's kind of, I was like, I don't want to hear
sticky situation.
I don't want to hear that. So I just went with the third doctor, and just right away we went in, and after the first surgery, I had complications. So I had to go back in. Second surgery, same. Third surgery, same.
Okay.
Fourth surgery, a little better.
And then
so then from there it's just.
And where are you, like how long from then to now, and where are you at today with your whole recovery program?
I'm fully back now.
You can run at full speed.
Yeah.
Pivot, anything you need to do.
Yeah, everything. I played last season, which 2020. I played last season. Probably like 12 games. So I mean, yeah.
And the recovery phase was about 12 months in total, or was it a bit longer?
I started fully playing back after 18 months.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So during that phase, you thought back about life, or you thought about what might happen if you don't play again, or what kind of you went through?
So I thought about everything, because at the time I was also, my girlfriend was pregnant, so.
Everything coming at you.
Everything.
You lose a family member.
Yeah.
The woman pregnant.
Everything, and I'm basically the breadwinner, so. Everything was basically like a burden. Everything was on me. Yeah. And
so how you got through it? I mean, what did you have to do to get through it? You had to just keep working out, or you had to go to family, or where you found?
It was more mental, and prayers. My mom, my girlfriend.
You were going to church, or just
my
more like on
your
own time?
Yeah, on my own time. And my mom used to always call me and pray for me and stuff like.
Okay.
And I had friends that was sending positive message and stuff like. But I kind of went, after a while of that, I kind of just went ghost, because I feel like
you needed your own time.
I need my own time and
your
my
own space and
my
everything.
mindset to get right. And so I didn't have a phone number, nothing.
Okay.
I just went totally off social media.
So you just went off the grid.
Yeah, so I just wanted to focus on me, and just, figure out how I'm going. Because it's always like, growing up, I always had to figure it out on my own. So,
yeah.
Now I feel like that was a time where I needed
to get back to that.
Yeah, to get back to that.
And where right now, are you still with DC United, or you're kind of in limbo in terms of taking the next step?
Not with DC United at the moment. Trying to figure out what's next.
And they were a big team, right? They've won the championship.
Yeah, they've won it.
Couple years, well-known US players back then.
Yeah. So.
Who's kind of like the big team now you find in the MLS, or who's won the last couple
Seattle,
of seasons?
LA Galaxy, LAFC. You have Columbus Crew.
Cool. And you find the league has been growing by bringing in sometimes European players, or is the league kind of growing in popularity?
From where it's coming from to now, is a big growth. Getting more top players. Big name players and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it's really growing and going in the right direction.
Can you say where you want to end up? Where would you and your agent ideally, want to see Fisher kind of go in 2021?
For me, I mean, anywhere. I just have to adapt to whatever.
Would you love to end up in, I don't know, Miami, because it's great weather, the owner seems cool, but that just might be in the media. I mean, is there anywhere you'd love to go?
Miami would be good. I mean, I like I think I would live in Miami. But for me, whatever comes, I just
whatever comes your way.
Yeah, I deal with it.
And what's your structure like now? Do you work with like a Jamaican agent? Do you work with mostly American agents, or how you kind of get yourself pushing forward?
I've been with the same agent for the longest.
Okay.
So I've only had one agent.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just waiting to see and trying to figure out what's next.
What's next for you?
Yeah.
And do you go back to St. George's or STGC?
Yeah, I go every time I come back to Jamaica. I go.
You go back there.
Yeah.
They ever win a Manning Cup before?
If they have,
yeah,
a lot of Manning Cups.
They win any trophies, cups during your time?
Yeah, I won 08, 09.
Manning Cup.
Yeah, Oliver Shield, Manning Cup. I won Premier League. I won.
Who you won Premier League with?
Harborview.
Okay. How many years you played at Harborview?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went to college, Tyler Junior College, won the championship, won MLS.
You won MLS with Seattle or DC?
Seattle.
So actually a trend with you, Oniel, is everywhere you've been has become a championship team.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So that's what you and your agent have to sell.
Yeah.
You put that big on the resume.
That's what we need.
That's everywhere. So you're part of like 4 or 5 championship teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been winning championship for a while. Yeah.
All right. And what else you have to tell the young guys out there that are trying to make it in football now or any athletics in Jamaica? And why you think you were successful in hindsight?
I think it's more of the mindset, the mentality that you have. You have to focus on, as we've been talking about, you. A lot of times people stray from the point of themselves getting somewhere and focus on what the other person is doing or what the other person have. If you spend less time on focusing on that, then you have more time focusing on you. Not saying you can't focus on other people, but at the same time you have to, if it's 99%, you have to put that energy into what you want and where you're trying to get to. The other 1%, sure, yeah, but not 80 to 20. You have to really put into perspective what you really want and go for it.
But if you had to tell us, if you didn't say it's just, say, as you said, mindset or just hard work, is there anything else that is in your own house or your secret sauce that really, if there's a young guy out there, especially at the secondary high school level, that looks up to you or some other
I think
guys
it's just
there?
I think it's just the personality. I mean, my personality, I think it drives me different, I'm pretty jovial. I laugh for everything. People love happy, people love being around people that are happy and have a good energy.
Confidence and a smile.
I think that have to be a part of what you're doing. You can't just be, cutthroat, the whole time, or just be about just business and not enjoy what you have around.
Enjoy the day, the life.
So my thing is I don't think I take everything serious. Even when I'm playing, it's more like I'm enjoying, like I'm smiling all the time. So it's more of you just that personality that you have. It also helps being in a professional world as well, because people know that they can come to you and deal with you, whatever, because you got to be able to get along with different personalities. So
and where do you think Fisher in 10 years from now? Let's say if you have a nice career after the injury you had, you get things going again for a few more years. Where you want to be in 10 years from now? You come back home.
10 years from now,
or what do you want to be doing
in Jamaica?
What do you see yourself doing?
Having a business.
You want to become a businessman?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So Fisher Company, something like that.
Something of that sort.
All right.
Being back home to be with family and and friends. But yeah, definitely. I think in 10 years I should have a business going.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having
And
me.
It's Money Experience. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like your thing. How you go again? Like this? All right. Thanks for being here.
Yes.